Boom.
The guru, so many pros, so many elite pros that I so respect call you a guru and Dr. T. And they
Yeah.
said, and somebody said, you mean Dr. T over and his genius? And they go, and Victor Martinez said, there's no other Dr. T. I thought that was funny coming from such a fun loving and great human like Victor Martinez giving you praise.
Yeah, Vic is a cool dude, and I met him twice. And I wish him best luck to the Masters Olympic against he competes in Romania next August. He looks phenomenal.
I now see that. Wow, that I gotta just address this really quick. Um, what is the age of Victor Martinez?
49, I think.
He's 49.
Mm.
Wow.
Yep.
49. He looks incredible. He looks like a 25-year-old elite pro. He's amazing. And he's kept himself so well. So I am excited to see him do that. And I'm not sure if Dexter's coming back. I heard rumors, Jay, that could be just a publicity thing. I don't know. I'd love to see it. But to see those three and others up on stage for the Mr. Olympia would make me a happy bodybuilding fan.
But Vic is so round, this round bell is phenomenal. 3D, he pops out like Phil Heath, huh?
Yeah, he does. I agree with you. I agree that it is a beautiful, beautiful structure. Are you helping him? Do you talk to him a lot about possibly a protocol that he should be doing or what he should do? Or does he ask you questions to learn?
Well, when we met in his room at the Arnold, yeah, we shared some interesting ideas about things. I know he's very knowledgeable, and he was coached by elite names. But I mean, I'm all ears to him, and I'm free will to share my thoughts with him. I gave him my book, that time. We have a common friend from Greece that lives in Astoria, New York, in Queens. So yeah, I'm very open to Victor. He's a cool guy, and great chances of a great anatomy, great structure, symmetry, skin quality, everything.
Now, skin quality is such in my personal life, skin quality is like one of the first things.
Something that you have also. Very smooth, no spots, no stretch marks. And we discussed this with Ron Harris as well, that you don't have this stretch marks over here or here. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any stretch marks. A lot of people during their growth spurt get those. I think I was lucky during those developmental years. And then after I hit puberty, I didn't get bigger than I did at 15. I've never been bigger than I was when I was 15. So, but thank you for that kindness. Yeah, I think skin is so important for him. But the reason I want to learn from you today, I want to get more information, is that you texted me in the morning. And if the world doesn't know, I have amazing friends like Dr. T that send me information. And in the morning, like Stan Effernan does, you do, and others. And I love reading up on this because I believe I'm a white belt mentality still. I want to learn more and understand this more and understand this as best I possibly can. And so I go to the greatest in the world, like you, Stan, and others. My question is that you sent me something, and it was a physique, and you said, is this okay to say?
Yeah, no problem. Come on.
You said HRT.
Yeah.
I responded and said TRT. Can you explain to me?
So TRT is the testosterone replacement therapy. It's just one hormone, it's testosterone. Usually women use the term HRT because they use estrogens, progesterone, DHEA, and testosterone occasionally. Now, according to the greatest age management doctor in the world, Dr. Hertog from Brussels, it's better to use a multi-stack of hormones to have a balance, for anti-aging. properties. So men, we need androgens. So personally, myself, apart from testosterone, which is the most basic stuff, I'm also using DHT as an androgen. DHEA also, that also women use, and it's a very notorious anti-aging supplement. And um, also I'm using pregnenolone. I'm using HG, which is for the testicles. Okay, but HG can
Can I
also make. Yeah.
can I stop you for 1 second? Because again, uh, I and this is me. Sorry, I thought TRT was a governing body, and it was a metaphor for changing your hormones, and it wasn't just the concept of the testosterone. I thought it was like anything that can help your body, clomiphene, HCG, DHEA. I thought that was all under the. I
No,
guess that's
actually,
my
TRT
ignorance.
plus those, yeah, it's TRT plus those compounds that makes
Okay.
the stack.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. So continue forward. So
It's TRT, it's DHT, and with Greece we have the known the drug known as mesterolone, which is a proviron, which actually is synthetic DHT. There is also master known as DHT synthetic, but we don't use that. So it's DHEA also. It's pregnenolone. It's another neurosteroid that helps cool down the nervous system. It metabolizes to progesterone. Also HCG that increases the intratesticular testosterone. Okay, the ball size, but also the sperm volume. Because when we take TRT, the balls shrink. It's a balance. So when you introduce testosterone, the balls shrink. All right. So in order to avoid the testicular shrinkage and the cum shot is less, all right, then we use the HCG to increase the ball size. But actually, this is more beneficial for the hormonal system because everybody who's using testosterone, it cuts off the cascade from cholesterol to testosterone. So when you add HCG,
everybody's calling you and me. Continue. Sorry.
When you add HCG to the system, you're more likely synthesizing more pregnenolone, DHEA, and progesterone, which is beneficial for the hormonal balance and steroidogenesis.
Okay.
Plus some growth hormone in very small amount, let's say up to 1 or 2 IUs, that it's all for the sake of the age management, okay, and anti-aging properties. Now, occasionally we discuss that we may use some pharmaceutical grade nandrolone for the help of the cracky joints because DECA has the ability to increase the lubricate, increase the synovial fluid, that means into the joints. So this can smooth down the aches that we have from the cracky joints, let's say,
Yeah.
But usually this is minority, and we use it for a brief period of time.
Can you go back to that? Explain that to them again one more time.
Yeah. So DECA, which is nandrolone decaonate, pharmaceutical grade steroid, you can use it for anemia, osteoporosis, muscle wasting, but also for cracky joints because it stimulates a hormone known as aldosterone from the kidneys. Aldosterone has the ability to release sodium, and sodium retains water as a result. This is a basic way how blood pressure is increased. On the other hand, this water retention that may be, of course, under the skin is also beneficial for the joints.
Right.
So you lubricate them and they are less cracky, okay? So a little bit, let's say 50 milligrams per week, can smooth down the aches from a cracky joint.
And how long would somebody do that for?
Well, it depends on the liver, on the lipids, on the hematocrit. But if they're fine, you may cruise with that.
Would that be something that you would check with your blood work, like do that for 3 months and then check again?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So before start running this small amount of DECA into your TRT regimen, you need to have proper liver enzymes, good cholesterols, and a good hematocrit. Otherwise, take some supplements to help your liver and your lipids and blood donate. But the key, Mike, is a minor dosing, microdosing. All right. let's say 25 milligrams twice a week. I was using a 1.5 grams deca when I was competing during the off season, but this is abuse, and I don't recommend this.
Okay.
We're speaking here about longevity.
Right. Right. Well, that sounds interesting. It seems like that would be something if somebody in the older age could do that. That sounds beneficial. Would that go through a company that does TRT, HRT? Would they prescribe something like that?
Well, I think private clinics may do this. Yes, because I have a very good friend in the States that buys stuff from a private clinic in somewhere in Central America. And yeah, they prescribe him for the sake of, yeah, you can say that, for cracky joints. It's off label, of course. It's not official.
What is that?
But
I'm sorry. I don't know what that, I don't know what that means.
Somebody can prescribe DECA, an orthopedic surgeon, for instance, or an internal pathologist. They have the three symptoms, the classic:
Okay.
fracture or osteoporosis, anemia, and muscle wasting. Okay.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. So this cracky joints is something off-label, and that is not the official indication of the use of the non-drug.
Okay. All right. I just don't want everybody out here that maybe have achy body to go and call their delivery like trans. I don't want them calling Transcend if that's something
No, not at all.
that you shouldn't do that. Is there another option that would help with achy joints? Is there another thing? Is there a peptide that you know of?
Yeah. Well, make sure when you're into TRT, do not use any aromatase inhibitor, any estrogens, because estrogens are beneficial for the joints. They retain water, and if you abuse aromatase inhibitors like Arimidex or Fermata or Aromacin, you have cracky joints also.
Oh, okay.
Okay, because you cut down the estrogens, and there's no fluid retention that also goes here.
And that's another thing that you would be able to see, making sure that you're on point with your care provider and doing your blood work every 3 months.
Yeah, that's why during cutting cycles or before show, we suffer from cracky joints because we abuse the aromatase inhibitors to look drier.
Yeah.
Okay. Cut down the estrogens, to look sharp, but we terribly ache over here, the joints, because we want to cut off, decapitate the estrogens to look less feminine.
To look all peeled and ripped and superhero like, I guess that would be. Yeah. The teams here is asking about peptides that may be beneficial. If you don't mind a couple more minutes here, just to talk about peptides that may be beneficial for joints.
Yeah, a classic thing for the joints is the IGF-1, because it kicks out the primitive connective tissue shells known as chondroblasts, okay? And they form connective tissue and collagen. So G8 and IGF-1 synthesize more collagen. That's why we have better skin elasticity and better joints, tendons. We don't have that rupture when we use also G8. On the other hand, just the steroids do not strengthen the joints, just the muscles. And that's why we have sometimes the rupture. So a little bit of G8 in the long run, along with the vitamin C and lysine and proline that synthesize also collagen, is beneficial for the joints. Well, G8 and IGF-1 are peptides, but are long peptides.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Mike.
No, it's okay.
It's TB500 also.
Okay.
And BBC 157 in case you have an injury. So for rehab and recuperation, right?
Right. I've heard so many great things from people that I respect in the health and fitness world, that those are two real big ones that are real beneficial. And then
I know every time Mr. Olympia who uses them every day.
Wow. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll study more up on those and find out what the recommendation is from what the world is telling me. And then I would love to circle back with you and get your take on that as I know more on the TB and the BP. Yeah. And the tesamorelin. I've heard so many incredible stories about that as well. And it's interesting. Maybe you have a couple more minutes here just to talk about the replacing of somebody doing HGH with that instead of
Listen,
the HGH.
some people cannot afford the GA. It's super expensive. Either they use it Monday to Friday, and then during the weekends they use those peptides that kick your own GAs. All right. Either they just use those peptides that actually under IGF-1 deficiency. So in order to estimate if you are low of growth hormone, you just measure your IGF-1. And usually people over 50 have low IGF-1 levels below the mid-range. In such cases, they don't get prescribed for GH because it's very narrow the window for GH prescription. On the other hand, they prescribe them the so-called secretagogues of peptides, the growth hormone releasing hormone peptides like sermorelin, GHRP6, GHRP2, MK677 that kick your own production of growth hormone.
Okay. Do you mind we finish this up with some Q&A from the fans around the world?
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to put one on here. Let's see. Here's one. All right, that's from Chris. Can you see that?
Can you ask about natural trembolone production? Well, trembolone is a synthetic derivative, and actually it's a derivative of nandrolone, all right? So if there's no natural trembolone production, I mean, the body synthesizes testosterone, and the steroids are synthetic derivatives of testosterone, okay? And actually, trembolone is a 19-nortestosterone derivative, but it's a product of nandrolone. They're very similar in the chemical structure, all right? And actually, as a matter of fact, trembolone is not for human use anymore. The only case was in 1997, in the 90s actually, the parabolan, which is something intermediate in the half-life, and it was by Enigma, and it was for human use for the HIV patients. But the rest of the trembolone, the acetate or the enanthate, it's just for cattle, you know?
Okay, yeah, I've never, like we were talking about some products earlier that I've only heard incredible things about. The one thing I've heard the most negative thing about is anything to do with trend. I've never heard one person talk about it in a good light, besides, I guess, the basic just strength and muscle.
But yeah, listen, trend is not a classic toxic 7-inoculated compound. That means it's harsh to the liver. However, at my office, there come people that use microdosing, let's say 100 milligrams of trend. In the long run, it may lead to some dyslipidemia, meaning some disruption of the liver enzymes and also of the lipids, of the cholesterols. But the most tragic thing of trend is its high androgenic index that from the one point of view, it burns fat. From the other point of view, it kills your nervous system. You cannot sleep well. You get deranged. You get paranoia. And in the long run, it leads to Alzheimer's. Okay? Some damage in the nervous system after prolonged use in the MRI. So it's not cool to use trend. Besides, it kicks your blood pressure that toasts your kidneys in the long run.
Okay, that's great. Thank you so much for that. That's one I've heard a lot about and love it. I have another question here from Mary. Let me know if you can see that one.
I never heard of that peptide, but I think from the name, I assume it has to do with the growth hormone release. But I'm not aware of this, no.
Are you, Jeffrey, aware of this? What do you have to say?
It is. It's one of those growth.
Could be GHRAs.
Okay. All right. Well, then that's some of your homework right there. You see, man, we got somebody on here with something that you haven't heard or studied on. So there's your homework there. Is there another one, Jeffrey, you'd like to ask him?
When it comes to these growth hormone releasing peptides, are there any potential side effects or things that you should be aware of, like blood sugar?
No, really, because they are not that potent like GHs. They are less effective, safer, cheaper, but not as potent as GHs. So they wouldn't spike your IGF-1 levels. On the other point of view, they are very good for recuperation. I would say the most for some fat burning and body composition, but definitely not for growth.
Okay, we have a couple more questions here before I let you go. And again, thank you so much for doing this. I saw one about brain.
Right here.
All right, go for it.
What supplement is good to use to keep
Yeah.
the brain in good or even better condition?
Oh, that's
Yeah,
a
what
great one.
yeah, what I use on a daily basis is pregnenolone, all right, ginkgo biloba,
Ginkgo.
ginkgo,
I like it.
yeah, and what caffeine is very good in dark chocolate also, all right,
Okay.
and stack with the caffeine tyrosine. Tyrosine is a amino acid that helps as a neurotransmitter. When you add it to caffeine, you have better cognitive function. Okay,
Right.
the ginkgo biloba and pregnenolone are very good for the memory.
Yeah. I've always liked ginkgo biloba, as I say. Will you do me one more favor before we say goodbye for today? Can we get a big double bicep? You're looking massive, my brother. You're looking massive.
I trained delts today.
Well, you look great. You always look great. You're so
I'm turning
insightful.
50 in the summer. I'm 49 now. Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
You got to get you up next to Victor Martinez.
Yeah, I hope next time we'll be in LA to meet you at the goals.
Yeah, I'm sorry that I missed you this last time. I was filming
Your
it.
friend for me come 5 a.m. It was
Yeah.
sweaty train. Yeah.
I don't mind going in later at all. I remember he just came into town, if everybody doesn't know, and unfortunately my schedule now traveling and doing TV and movies is, I'm blessed to be able to do that, but I'm not in LA as much. So I'm sorry I missed you. Again, thanks for jumping on today. As always, you are a rock star, giving me information that I need, and I will correct my way of saying what we are doing and how we can get better.
You were my inspiration in my early days, in the late 90s.
I'm not no more, though.
Oh, come on. Give me a break.
I was then, not now. Too old now.
You make every man feel embarrassed,
Oh, yeah. I'm just lucky to be here, man. Just lucky to be here and do this. Thanks for taking time today again, my friend.
Anytime.
I'll talk soon.
Bye-bye.
What a lucky opportunity I have to have individuals like this in my life that I could reach out to and have these talks with on when those ideas or the confusion sets in with me on, hey, what's going on? How do we do this? What's the best opportunity for this? So for me, I thought that was a great one for you guys. I wanted to keep that moderately short so you guys could really understand some of the benefits of what he was talking about. And also for me to learn something today. At the end of the day, talking to all these guys is just going to make me a better coach, better father in the long run, and also just better myself, fully understanding this as I am closing in on that 60, continuing to want to live the healthy lifestyle and the quality of life that I am living right now. So how can we extend it? How can we do that as best we can as we do all age? Today's the youngest you're ever going to be. That's it. Today's the youngest. You're only going to be older. So let's take advantage of this. Let's continue to push each other and keep pushing to get better. And again, if you guys feel free to reach out to me in the Titan crew if you have extra questions about that. And then if you're looking for a wellness specialist, somebody that you can talk to, my recommendation is we'll put a link on the comment section of this video. When it goes up on the page, you'll be in the Adventures of TRT, and it will have the company I work with, Transcend, right here with a form for you guys to fill out. Pretty simple. Fill out that form. They'll guide you through blood work, and the next thing you know, whatever to optimize your body will show up for you to start and rock and roll. That's it. Thanks, guys. Have a great day today.